Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So, just recently, everybody knows that Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion have been going at it. They've been going at each other, they've been at each other's throats over some ridiculous beef, if you ask me. Now, a lot of people have been going back and forth on who's right, who's wrong. As far as I'm concerned, both of them are in the wrong because I've said this before. Whatever issues these people have, they need to resolve it off of social media. It's classless and tactless to be going back and forward, saying some of the stuff that the two of them have been saying. Some of the shots they have been taking at each other are completely out of pocket. And this is why I keep telling y'all there's no such thing as friends in the industry. There's no such thing as brotherhood, sisterhood, looking out for each other. There's no such thing as protect black women, protect black men. Because as soon as somebody does something somebody doesn't like, as soon as somebody falls out with somebody, they start talking about people's mamas, bringing up stuff that happened that they should not be bringing up. All of that protect this, that, and the other, and standing up for people and being, a girl that's for the girl or a guy that's for the guy, so to speak, goes to the trash. And let me just say, for all the people who think it's funny, first of all, like I said, it's not. And two, listen, it's one thing to talk about somebody's mother, but to talk about somebody's mother who's deceased, especially the way that Meg Thee Stallion's mother was talked about in such a disrespectful, heinous, quite morbid way, that's going pretty far. Too far, actually. Now, I said all of that, and I stand by what I said, and all these people have been going on about, the history of the beef, and who said what first, and what she said to this person to make them mad, for them to come out and just do this randomly, whether it was warranted or not. None of that matters. You want to know why? And I know this is going to sound crazy. It's going to sound far-fetched. It's going to sound like a reach. A lot of people are not going to want to hear this or agree with it, but just bear with me. But I do believe that the reason behind a lot of these so-called beefs, feuds, falling outs, if you will, which is something admittedly I had to learn the hard way, is a lot of this garbage is already determined. It's engineered by the industry. Now, don't get me wrong. I am fully aware and I do understand some of this stuff that goes on, these little fights and falling outs, if you will, that happen between some of these celebrities are most certainly real. But a lot of this stuff, it's made up, it's scripted. And I know this because there was a person, I can't remember who it was, but remember they came onto social media and they asked a question. They said, how do you get people to participate? How do you get people's support, people's attention? How do you really get people involved? You create a competition. You create opposing sides. You create a conflict. You create some mess where there's two clear individuals involved in said mess, where people are already divided, because if it's anything we know how to do in our society, in our community, especially the black community, is divide ourselves. Any and every little thing we will be at each other's throats over, even a bunch of celebrities who we don't know from a can of paint, even a bunch of celebrities we've never met before, who don't even know us personally, who probably wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire in front of them. And also because our society, our community, our black community, our culture likes mess, like I said, likes dysfunction, likes toxicness. And we buy into it. We pay for it. We monetize it. I know there are plenty of people who will swear up and down that's not the case, who will refuse to believe that this is not something that could be totally engineered once again by these celebrities and by the industry. But the proof is actually right in the pudding if you're willing to look at it and see it. Take into consideration what I said earlier. People like to see people getting put up against each other. They like mess, toxicness, dysfunction, and a competition where there are two clear individuals that have large followings. There are a lot of people who ride very hard for Nicki, so to speak. You say anything about that woman, they're sending you death threats. The same thing goes for Megan Thee Stallion. She has assembled a very large following over a very short period of time, and people will see no wrong in anything that she does. They've had this little feud going on. She had it going on with Cardi B first, and now it's Meg Thee Stallion's turn. Because it gets them attention. It gets them clout. Somebody online was trying to say that Nicki Minaj is just upset because she's not getting as much attention for her tour, or she's not doing well on her tour. Well, guess what? I didn't even know she had a tour going on until they mentioned that. And guess what? This feud helped draw more attention to that tour. Meg Thee Stallion just dropped a new video, a new song. Didn't know anything about that, but I sure knew a lot about this little feud that they got going on. And thanks to that, I am now privy to some information that I really didn't ask for, which is her new song by the name of Hiss. And speaking of her new song and the song that she made before this by the name of Cobra, which also conveniently happened right when she was falling out with Partisan, her now ex-boyfriend. Both of those songs, which I can make a whole other video on by itself, have a lot of very dark, negative, and satanic imagery and undertones, especially with all them snakes. People want to act like they don't know this, they don't see this, but we're going to call it out how it is. I don't care how many people get tired of saying, oh, well, y'all are always saying stuff is satanic. Well, if it's in the satanic industry, guess what it is? It's satanic. If it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it lays eggs like a duck, and every once in a while sheds a feather here or there, it's a duck. And that's what we're going to call it. And we're going to keep calling it that. Anyways, but isn't it just so convenient every time they have something going on, some kind of project, EP, single, album, tour, something crazy happens, they're feuding with somebody, they're beefing with somebody, they're falling out with their husband or their ex-boyfriend. And another question I have to ask is, aren't these people tired of having their attention monetized? Aren't they tired of always being trigger baited, if you will, into stuff like this? Are these people not tired of being weaponized by these celebrities against random people on the internet who they don't know, who has done nothing to them except being on the opposing side of this beef that they've got going on? Are they not tired? Have they not realized, like I said before in a previous video, that they are in a parasocial relationship, this one-sided, very toxic and dangerously unhealthy relationship that they have nursed, that they have cultured with social media and these celebrities? They're taking this stuff seriously, and they're dividing themselves, and they're going in on each other, talking about, no, my celebrity is better than yours, all because they are digesting this, like I said, more than likely engineered feud between an older woman who they feel like is being phased out and a younger woman who's trying to break into the industry or come onto the scene and be the new it girl, if you will, when both of them, like I've said, are in the same boat. Both of them are being used by the industry. Both of them are being exploited. Both of them are doing stuff they have no business doing. Both of them are being used to promote raggedy morals and very negative stereotypes where black women are concerned to our community. Another piece of proof in that pudding that I was talking about is how effective this mess is. Everybody's talking about it. Like I said, they're going back and forth. They've already divided themselves again. Team Nicki versus Team Meg. And like I said before, they're going so far as to curse random people that they don't know on the internet out over these people, sending death threats to people on the internet because they're saying something about their favorite celebrity. Like I saw one young man who went in on Nicki because of the stuff that she said about that girl's mother and some other stuff that she did. And literally, he had to make another video apologizing for what he said because her fans threatened his life and was trying to get in contact with his family. They were trying to track down his family so that they could dox him in retaliation for using the same freedom of speech that these same people love to brag and talk about that they have, so they can say whatever they want to about whoever they want to, all because he talked about that woman, all because he said something that was not in worship or agreement with her lifestyle, with the stuff that she's done, with the way she carries herself, with some of the stuff that she said. Also, there was another video that I saw that was absolutely wild. Allegedly, there was a rumor going around that Nicki Minaj was trying to, once again, weaponize her followers and get them to desecrate the grave of Megan Thee Stallion's mother because allegedly they found the site. And allegedly there were guards, police officers posted around to keep people from doing stuff like that in her name. Like, I want people to understand what's going on here. These people are doing this stuff in these celebrities' name, like these celebrities are their Lord and Savior. And it was so messed up. And there was some woman on the internet, literally got on the internet and let people know, basically, she was into witchcraft, that she was, into that stuff, so to speak. And she was daring people to do anything, basically, that she was going to do something on the spiritual side if anybody did something, basically. That's how far this garbage, this mess, this feud, this fighting has taken people. How far it has taken our society and our community. It's ridiculous. And one more question is, what does that say about us? What does that say about our community, our culture? What does that say about the women getting behind these crazy feuds and internalizing them and lashing out against other women who are on a different side? What does that say about us? That we're so easy to be triggered once again. That once again, it's so easy to gain their support by doing this stuff, by using these tactics. Now, I said, what does that say about us? But I'm going to retract that us because it's not all of us, it's some of us. It's a good portion of us. I'm not going to lump the people who aren't participating in this with the rest of the people who are. But the sad part about that is I can get on here and say it's not all of us, it's not all of us, it's not all of us until the cows come home and do backflips. But we're still gonna all get stereotyped, stigmatized, and generalized in that same group anyway. Some people might say what I'm saying is a stretch. They might say I have a tinfoil hat on, that I'm a conspiracy theorist. I really don't care. At the end of the day, that's a lot of phrases that people use to dismiss the truth, to not acknowledge what's being said, what's being pointed out. It's the truth. And it's all because they want to continue supporting the industry. They want to continue supporting their raggedy favorite celebrity. They want to stay involved in the mess and the feuding because they think it's entertaining. They think it's something to be a part of. And let me let you know, it is not. There is so many other better things that you could be spending your time doing, things of integrity and character other than getting involved in these celebrity beefs, especially with other people. And also because these people want to remain in their blissful ignorance. Blissful ignorance will not be tolerated on Yoshi Entertainment. Now, one other person that I do want to mention is Kev on Stage, the comedian. He said some things and I was like, wow, that's very impactful and very important for this moment right now. He basically mentioned, there was a post that he made, and I think I first saw it on Twitter, where he said, if it ever gets to the point where somebody's going in or saying stuff that's rude or disrespectful about me, stuff that y'all don't like, do not start a war in the comments section. Don't go back and forth with them. Do not be out here doing stuff and saying crazy stuff over stuff like that, because at that point I've already tapped out. I'm not even paying attention. I'm not even reading these comments. And he said that because unlike these celebrities, and that's how you can tell he's not just in this to monetize off of people's craziness and clout. He said that because he's a mature enough adult to the point where, once again, he knows not everybody's going to agree with him. Not everybody's going to like the content he puts out, even though it's actually quite wholesome. But not everybody will think that what he does is funny. But he doesn't want people going in on other people in the comments just because they don't like it. You say, hey, don't be up here talking about our brother, our favorite comedian, Kev on Stage. Even I can extend some grace and mercy and understanding for people who would say just that little because they feel like it was the right thing to do. But don't be going off the deep end, all for a celebrity, a public figure, once again, that you don't know. Because once again, he understands this stuff. He understands that it's ridiculous to be doing this stuff, putting yourself at legal risk, especially because if you break the law, like I said, like doxing somebody or harassing somebody online over something they said about him and you don't even know him. That's crazy. And people don't be thinking about if they end up in prison or in jail because of something crazy they did. They broke the law, like I said, in the name of these celebrities. These celebrities are not going to bail them out of jail. These celebrities are not going to come to their rescue. Even if they did, whether it was just because they're crazy enough to do it or they're trying to prove some point and reward their followers for doing crazy things in their name, they still will not be able to absolve them from the repercussions and the legal repercussions that come with what they did. And another reason why Kev on Stage said what he said, once again, is because he doesn't promote mess. He doesn't promote dysfunction or toxicness. He doesn't want people out here, once again, doing crazy stuff in his name or because of him or using him as an excuse to do it, to feed into fights, feuding, and falling outs. I had to call some attention to that. I had to respect him for that. Y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel about all this down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all all have a very blessed, beautiful, and safe day.